Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Skyblock Modded with Night Dagger. I am Night Dagger, and you can see I really haven't done a whole lot in my world. I did finish moving all of my junk into my warehouse here. And I also moved my cobblestone generator out of the way to make some more room here. I did have a snowstorm. But I made one large improvement to the cobblestone generator that bears note. As you can see, that is not cobblestone. That is obsidian. This is no longer a cobblestone generator, it is an obsidian generator. Underneath here, you can barely see it here. But there is a deployer under there that has redstone. What this will do is the block breakers will break the obsidian, and then just a tick or two later, the deployer will put some redstone up there. There is, I don't know if it's a glitch or a feature in Minecraft, but it's been around forever, so I'm kind of assuming it's a feature. If a cobblestone is supposed to spawn as the result of lava meeting water, but there's redstone dust in the way, instead of making cobblestone, it makes obsidian. Upshot to this is that when this thing is running, turn on. This thing produces diamonds obscenely fast. It also let me streamline the design here a little bit. But as you can see, 8 obsidian makes 4 gold, 4 gold makes a diamond, so 8 obsidian is a diamond. This thing is pulsing once every 2 seconds, so every 8 seconds I'm getting a diamond out of this thing. I haven't even let it run that long, and 55 diamonds. Give it another couple seconds here. 56 diamonds. You can see how fast this thing is running, and this is just with 2 of them running. So it's a pretty sick glitch. The only downside is that you have to supply it with redstone. Thankfully, that's not difficult for me. I got a ton of it in here. And I've got this obsidian pipe system going here so that I can just come over here and pop a whole bunch of stuff off. Should probably check and make sure I am in recipe mode. Yes, I'm in recipe mode. I was doing some testing over in my single player world earlier, so I think I might have had cheat mode enabled over there for a little while. I do not have it enabled here. I should probably grab something to eat. I'm starting to run a little low on hunger. And I forgot I moved all my stuff in here. So, what to do for this episode? I'm really not sure what to do for this episode. Like I said a few episodes ago, having the Philosopher's Stone it completely sidetracked me. I don't know where to go or what to do now. I do know one thing. One of the challenges that I had on my list was to build a fully functional nuclear reactor without going to the mainland. This is impossible because you cannot get obsidian using a mass fabricator. The recipe doesn't exist. I thought there was a recipe for it, but there is not. So I think what I might do this episode is actually get some forestry stuff going. So let me clear some snow here. And let's see, how do I want to power this? Because I don't want to use steam engines. Steam engines run off coal. They require babysitting because if the steam engine is running and it has no work to do, it'll overheat. I'm thinking I want to go with electrical engines. Electrical engines are added by the forestry mod. They consume 6 EU per tick, so not a lot of power consumption off of them. But they have power output equal to that of 2 steam engines, which, from my experience, it won't keep a farm running at full speed, but it does a pretty decent job. So let me clear out a little more snow here, and then once I'm done with this, I will unpause the video, we'll come back and we'll start building some neat forestry stuff. Actually, you know, I'm not even going to bother clearing the snow because it's just going to snow again. So let's just get right into forestry. First of all, I do have some copper, I do have some tin, that's good. I need to get a workbench in here. I don't want to have to run back out here every time I need something. Over here, punch my workbench. Thank you, obsidian factory. For some reason I like having my workbenches up in the air. I don't know why, it feels right. Let's make ourselves some bronze. With the bronze, I'm going to make 2 sturdy machines. And I need some gold bars. 1 isn't going to cut it. Need 4. And I need some glass. I have 7 pieces of glass, which isn't quite enough. I do have plenty of sand. I'm going to start cooking this sand. Just need 1 more piece of glass to start out, but there we go. Okay, sturdy machine in the middle. Glass there. Gold here produces an arboretum. Actually, you know, before I make the arboretum, I really should make sure of something else. Okay, I can make it either using manure or... yeah, I can get wheat, no problem. But that means I'm going to put off the tree farm for now. I'm actually going to have to make a farm, which is bronze. Okay, not a problem. There's my farm. Clear that out, and I need a combine too. What's the recipe for a combine? Iron. Which of course I don't have any on me. And I don't have any on my chest, do I? Nope. There we go. 16 iron. Machine in the middle. Glass. Iron. Combine. Good deal. And I'm going to need some tin. For that I'm going to have to charge this thing up. $16.10. Yeah, that'll work for now. Okay, and now it's time to build an engine. Need some cobblestone. Need a little redstone. Speaking of redstone, I should probably come back out here and check on the redstone levels of my obsidian generator. It's been running for a while. Yeah, it's starting to get kind of low. I'm going to turn this thing off for now. Got me a hefty amount of diamonds though. And I got a dark matter block. That's nice. Okay, getting sidetracked. Need a piston. Need 2 wooden gears, which I'm going to upgrade stone gears, which I'm then going to upgrade to tin gears. Need to go grab my glass from here. Thank you. Tin on the top, piston on the bottom, glass there. Tin there gives you an electrical engine. While I'm at it, I'm going to need some golden transport pipe. I'm going to need some wooden transport pipe. One of these wooden pipes is going to need to be a conductive, and 2 of the gold. Good deal. And need a nice place to set this up. Let's just set him right here. Right here should be good. Should give me enough room around it. Yeah, that should work. If not, I guess we'll find out soon. Put the combine there. Drop the electrical engine there. Oh, dang it, I need a wrench, don't I? And I put it too close, so I need my pickaxe. Oh, I have backlog. That's what's going on. I got a piece of cobblestone in there. I guess one of my pulses didn't quite happen exactly on time. Oh well, no big deal. Pick you up. Golden pipe. Wooden pipe. Put the engine there. I think that's going to give me enough room. Let's be absolutely sure. Put the engine there. Now, I'm going to need a way to power that engine. If I remember right, forestry engines can actually accept up to medium voltage. Actually, I think they can accept any voltage. I don't think it matters what you pour into it. How am I looking for power? Ooh, I'm starting to get pretty low. I'm going to have to come up with some sort of power generation system soon. Once again, forgetting all of my stuff is in here now. Usually not a huge fan of burning coal, but in this case I'll make an exception. It's not like I don't have tons of the stuff. Alright, as I was saying, I think I'm going to snag some redstone out of here. I think it'll take any voltage, so I'm going to connect an MFE to it. That'll give me plenty of power storage, and then I can just carry an energy crystal to charge it when I need to, as opposed to having to rig up some sort of separate power system to power the forestry machine. Let's see, I need my refined iron. Make a sturdy machine, or machine block. I'm actually going to want an extra one to carry power back and forth. There we go. Machine block. That stuff in the corners. MFE. Good deal. Oh, but I need a stronger cable. Can't use this copper. If I try to use copper cable to do this, it will fry. Thankfully, I have some glass fiber. So let's put the MFE right there. That should be good. Put a lever there to control it. Take this last energy crystal and come over here. Pop him in my other MFE. Suck up a little bit of the power. Don't need a whole lot to start. The electrical engine only uses 6 EU per tick, so This amount of power will get it going long enough for it to build. And that's what I'm concerned for. While that goes, get myself a lever. Probably have one on my chest, but I don't feel like going to look for it. And I don't think I'm going to have a problem with the lever being next to the MFE. Actually, I will. Keep forgetting. This is version 1.0 Minecraft. Applying a redstone signal to a power container prevents it from putting out electricity. That's better. Alright, the farm uses dirt and seeds. So I need to go get some dirt and I need to get some seeds. Not a problem with equivalent exchange. I'm just going to transmute. Let's put all of my junk away. I do need to get a piece of dirt so that I can target dirt. Give me a bunch of dirt. How about a little more? That'll work. And I need seeds. I have 53. I'm going to need more than that. That should be good. And you know, something just occurred to me. This farm is going to put water, and those water blocks are actually going to freeze. So I'm going to have to put something over the water to keep them from freezing up. That's going to be a bit inconvenient. Okay. Now that I've cleared my throat. It doesn't look like it's doing much at the moment, but trust me, it is. What it's doing is it's running through and it's trying to clear out the space around it. Once it's done clearing that space, it's going to start laying out dirt. It'll put water in the dirt, and then it'll start laying down the seeds. Okay, stone on the sides, glass in the middle. Gives you stone transport pipe. Everyone should be familiar with that recipe. However, additional pipes gives us an interesting item called an advanced insertion pipe. What this does is an item coming through a pipe will normally pick a random direction if it comes to a juncture. So if you have a pipe that's going into a chest and a pipe from the chest that's leading out, about half of the items are going to go into the chest, about half of the items are going to go out. See, you can see the farm breaking that. What the advanced insertion pipe does is when the pipe comes to an inventory, it is going to try to force an item into that inventory. If it can't fit, then it's going to keep going down the path until it finds the next inventory. So, the combine here will harvest. Well, I'm going to have to charge that again. It's not going to have enough juice. The combine is going to harvest the results of our farm. It's going to pick up the wheat, and it's going to pick up the seeds, and it's going to try to put them somewhere. Where is it going to try to put them? Normally, it would just sit in the inventory and wait for something to try to pull it out, like a buildcraft pipe. Seeds will come out the top, wheat will go out the sides. However, if there are seeds trying to go in the top, and the thing's already full, it's just going to dump seeds on the ground. I don't want that to happen. What I want this thing to do is, if it can fit seeds in the inventory, then do so. If not, I want the seeds to come into this chest. Also, I want all of the grain to go into that chest. I'm sick of waiting, I'm going to give this thing a hand. Charge up the MFE here. I'm probably eventually going to want to toss a couple of solars on here, just for some power that I can forget about. I'm not really happy with how slow this thing is running. Electrical engines do a really good job of maintaining a farm once it's established, but until it's established, they are slow as hell. I would toss combustion engine or steam engine on here, but honestly, wouldn't help much. That thing is already the equivalent of 2 steam engines, so I'm just gonna let it cook. Alright. I need to get some power generation going for in here, which means solar panels. Figuring I'm going to use solar panels simply because solars are probably the most fire and forget version of energy I have. 48. That'll actually be enough to get me started. I am going to have to make a ton of electronic circuits for this. So I figure what I'm probably going to do, I'm not going to use the automatic crafting table, it's just a pain. I'm going to have to get some more iron cooking. Let's see here. I'm going to break some of these diamonds down into iron. I'm going to cook that into refined iron. And when that is done cooking, I will restart the video then, but I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to make you guys wait around while I jabber on about pointless crap. So I'll be back in a few minutes once I'm ready to start building. Okay guys, I was just out there tapping my rubber tree farm to get some more copper cable ready to go for building the solar panels, and I realized I have yet to get an extractor set up, so I came back just long enough to set up the extractor. Show you guys how to do that. There it is. Pop him down right next to that, and feed that the sticky resin, and I am now getting 3 rubber per resin instead of just 1. Always a benefit. And I am starting to run desperately low on power, aren't I? So I need to get these solars going now. Looks like it might be getting on night out there. Yeah. So the solars aren't going to do me any good right now anyway. Let's feed this generator just a little bit more coal. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that for much longer. Alright. Give me a good amount of copper cable. This extractor is taking forever. While that runs, let's come out here. Oh, and you can see my farm starting to take off here. And whoops, I didn't get quite enough room. That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. So for now, I am going to let the farm do its thing. Come back here, gather my rubber, and get to building. So, copper, rubber gives you copper cable. Looks like I can do 6 electronic circuits. I'm going to need some more tin. Only going to need 3 batteries. I need 3 furnaces. To save on the refined iron that I have, I'm going to use plain old iron and upgrade these to iron furnaces. It's an intermediate step. There's actually 2 recipes that you can use for generators. I'll show you in just a second here. One of them involves iron furnaces, refined iron, and batteries. The other one involves a machine block and a regular furnace. So either way works. Never have quite gotten why it shows twice. Oh, because of the metadata. Yeah. Alright, so generators, circuits on either side, glass in the upside down V, coal dust in the right side up V gives you solar panels. 3 of them for now. I'm going to have to seriously upgrade that because 3 just ain't going to cut it. I have zombies over on my tree farm. Or my farm. That's a problem. I know, pickaxe not the optimal weapon, but whatever. And this is completely out of power, isn't it? Yep. Farming on Skyblock is not going well for me at the moment. Let's give this a buy for the moment. I'm going to have to get some food, but I have plenty of animals back there. I'm actually going to go grab a sword and clean house a little bit. I know I have a sword around here somewhere. There it is. Got a cow in the corner. Let's go take care of him. Get the spider too. Tasty, tasty meats. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you. Come over here, cook us up some steak. The sun is just starting to come out, but I don't want to set these solar panels up quite yet. You'll see why. I want to make a few more of them first. Actually, you know, it won't matter because I have 100% range rate installed. I can just get them back later. There you go, buddy. Feel better now? Yeah, you feel better, don't you? Alright, let's get up on my roof. I do have some tin left. With that tin, I'm going to make some tin cable. I know I probably already have some laying around here somewhere. Whatever. One of these days I will get my head on completely straight. And then the world's in trouble. There's the top of my MFE. So, I'm thinking I'm not going to have to go with a full 32 design. That's leading into the reason why I want some more solar panels. For now, I'm just going to do it like this. That'll get me some power flowing. I'll upgrade it later. Alright, what else can I do? What kind of trouble can I get into? I think what I need to do is I need to get some rubber production going on. Like, seriously bad here. There used to be a recipe you could use with slime balls to increase your rubber yield. I don't know if that recipe still exists or not. I should find out, because getting slime balls is fairly trivial for me. I think I've already done this once this episode. Oh, I can turn UU matter into sticky resin. That's helpful. Yeah, no help there at all. I really wish I could get some of this rubber wood from Red Power 2. The trees are huge. They look really cool, but they don't really have a use. They do, however, work in extractors. And one tree provides somewhere in the neighborhood of 13 stacks of rubber wood, which make them really, really good for getting your rubber supplies up. I just wish they weren't so huge. And I really wish Tree Capitator worked on them. If Tree Capitator worked on them, oh, that would be a lot of fun. But it doesn't. So, boo. Let's get the resin cooking. Really wish there was an equivalent exchange recipe for resin. Or rubber. Either or. Nope, doesn't like either. Can't target it. And if there was a regular recipe, I would have seen it and not enough items. So it just doesn't exist. Alright, what I'm going to do here, the episode is actually starting to get a little bit long already. I am going to pause the video, get some serious rubber farming going on, and then I will be back when I'm ready to craft a few more solar panels. Alright, so during my downtime, I checked the video time, and yeah, it's starting to get pretty long. It's up to about 37 minutes. I might cut some of the boring parts out. I did want to come back and finish this last build, because it doesn't really feel like I got much accomplished this episode, so let's actually do something. First thing I'm going to do is make myself 11 rechargeable batteries. That's good. Next thing I'm going to need is 11 furnaces. There we go. Next 11 iron furnaces. $11 generators. Need my glass. I don't have anywhere near enough glass. Thought I was ready. Not quite. Just target glass and get a bunch of it. Generators on the bottom. Electronic circuits on the side. Glass like that. Coal dust like that gives me 11 solar panels. Now, I am using advanced machines, which gives a very Nice recipe. I need more copper cable. Guess the good thing I have a little bit of this left over. There we go. Copper cable in the middle like that. Wooden planks up here. You've seen this recipe before. Shouldn't be anything too unusual. It's an LV transformer. But with Advanced Machine, if you take 8 solar panels and surround an LV transformer, you get an LV solar array, which looks like a regular solar panel. But instead of outputting just 1 EU per tick, like a regular solar panel does, this bad boy outputs... Whoa! Yeah. Forgot about that. Cable couldn't handle the amount of energy I was putting to it. Because as I was about to say, that outputs 8 EU per tick. That tin cable I've got up there, it can only handle 5. So yeah, I got a small problem there. I completely overloaded my cable. Oh well. I need redstone. That's what I'm out here for. No, I don't need redstone. I've got some on me. Derp. Diamonds. Redstone. Glass. Give me some more glass fiber. Climb back up here. And run glass fiber into this MFSU. It's fine if the tin connects to it. Don't really care. But LV Solar Array is now pumping. May as well hook up the rest of my solars while I'm at it. There we go. Now I've got 6 regular solar panels and an LV solar array going into there. So if I were to grab my EU reader, which is somewhere around here, what did I do with it? Did I even make an EU reader yet? I can't remember. Episode's definitely starting to get really long. I can feel it starting to wear on me a little bit. Electronic circuit. I don't feel like going over to get glowstone, so that'll do it. Circuit there, glowstone on top, EU reader. If I were to take this EU reader up here and measure this input cable right here, I should be getting about 14 EU per tick. Exactly what I expected to see. So I have 14 EU per tick going into my machine, or into my MFE there. Right now only 1 is being pulled out, so you can see it's starting to gain a nice amount of power. With that, I'm going to charge this. I'm going to take a fully charged energy crystal over to my farm, see if I can get it to start going. I am probably going to have to put a glass roof over that farm or something because it did snow again, and the first thing it did was cover up what farmland it had put down. So I'm going to have to come up with a solution for that. There we go, fully charged energy crystal. And like I said, this episode is starting to get a little bit long. I'm probably pushing the 45-minute mark right now. I might cut some of the more boring parts out. Don't know yet. But feels like a good place to stop at the moment. I am going to, between episodes, probably collect a whole bunch more rubber, may refuel my obsidian factory and get some more diamonds going, although I don't really need them, as you can see. However, diamonds pretty much mean resources for me. Give my condenser a chance to cook up. I'm about halfway to my next dark matter. And probably let this farm run. See what it can get going for me. Alright, anyway, until next time, this is Night Dagger with Let's Play Skyblock Modded, Episode 7. I'll be back with Episode 8 sometime within the next couple of days. I will catch you guys later.